Does your iPhone battery seem to drain much faster than it used to? Maybe you charge it overnight, barely use it, and by the afternoon, you're already looking for a charger. Before you assume you need a new battery or a new iPhone, there are 7 settings you should check. Some allow apps to work when you aren't using them, some keep the screen using more power than necessary, and one can automatically help your battery last longer on the days you use your iPhone more. I'll show you exactly where each setting is and what I recommend changing, and be sure to stay with me until the end for a bonus tip. I'll show you how to tell whether your battery itself may be the real problem. Before we begin, I want to invite you to my free open house for the iPhone and iPad Confidence Club on August 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll show you what members receive, answer your questions live, and everyone who attends will receive my top 10 iPhone tips every senior should know PDF guide. You'll find the registration link in the description below. Now let's help you get that battery to last longer. Before changing anything, open Settings and tap Battery. Your iPhone will show you a graph of your recent battery use. Tap View All Battery Usage if you see that option. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit and I'll tap on View All Battery Usage. And then look at the list of apps below the graph. Pay attention to the first few apps in the list. If you see an app using a large percentage of your battery, go ahead and tap it. Your iPhone will tell you that it had a lot of screen activity or background activity. So if I tap on Spark, you'll see that on-screen activity, 16 minutes, background activity, 9 minutes. That information will help you decide which apps to limit in a few of the settings we're about to change. And one quick note, if the battery problem began immediately after installing an iOS update, give the iPhone a few days. Your iPhone may still be completing update-related work in the background. Setting number 1, turn on auto brightness. The display is one of the biggest users of battery power, especially if you keep it very bright. Instead of constantly adjusting the brightness yourself, let the iPhone adjust it for the room that you're in. So I'm already inside of the Settings app. Scroll down and tap on Accessibility. Now tap on Display and Text Size. Scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see an option that says Auto Brightness. Make sure that toggle switch is turned on. When this is on, your iPhone can dim the screen in a darker room and brighten it when you need more light. You can still adjust the brightness at any time by opening the control center from the top right corner of the screen and adjusting the brightness slider, but just remember not to leave it at full brightness all day unless you truly need it. Setting number 2, shorten auto lock. The next setting controls how long your screen stays on after you stop using the iPhone. So let's go back to the main settings screen. So I'm going to tap the back arrow. I'm going to tap it one more time until I see settings at the top. Now go ahead and tap on Display and Brightness. Scroll down and tap on Auto Lock. If it is set to 5 minutes or especially never, your screen may stay on long after you've put the iPhone down. I recommend choosing 30 seconds or 1 minute. If 30 seconds feels too short, 1 minute is a good balance between convenience and battery savings. Your iPhone will stay awake while you're actively using it, this setting simply turns the screen off sooner when you're no longer touching it. Setting number 3, turn off the always on display. The next setting only appears on iPhone models that support always on display. If you don't see it, you'll simply move on to the next tip. So while we're still on display and brightness, I'm going to hit the back arrow and I'm going to look for always on display. Tap it and then turn off always on display. This feature keeps a dim version of your lock screen visible even after you lock the phone. It is convenient for checking the time and notifications, but the screen is still doing work. If you like the feature and don't want to turn it off completely, go ahead, I'll turn it on, and go ahead and tap always on display, and then tap show wallpaper. I'm going to go ahead and turn these other settings off. And when I turn the display off, you'll see that this gives the iPhone a simpler lock screen and may use less power than displaying the entire wallpaper. But if battery life is important, I would turn the always on display off. I'm going to swipe up to come back in, and I am going to go ahead and turn the always on display off. That should help save some battery life. Setting number 4, limit background app refresh. Some apps can check for new information even when you're not actively using them. This is called background app refresh. So again, we want to get back to the main settings screen. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the back button and we're at the main settings screen. Now I'm going to tap on general. And now I'll scroll down and select background app refresh. Here you'll now see a list of apps with switches beside them. I would not automatically turn off every app. Instead, look for apps that do not need to be constantly updated, like your shopping apps, game apps, restaurant, or apps you rarely open, and then turn those off individually. If you want to be more aggressive, tap background app refresh at the top and choose Wi-Fi. That prevents apps from refreshing in the background while you're using cellular data. You can also choose off, but remember that some apps may not show their newest information until you open them. This is where the battery usage list we checked earlier can help. If an app showed a lot of background activity and you don't need instant updates, turn off background app refresh for that specific app. Setting number 5, review location services. Location services allow apps to determine where you are. That is essential for maps, Find My, weather alerts, and several safety features, but every app does not need access to your location all the time. So let's come back to the main settings screen. We are going to scroll down until we see privacy and security. I'll tap on that. Now we're going to tap location services at the top. You don't want to turn location services off. That can interfere with important iPhone features. Instead, work through the list of apps. Pay special attention to anything that is set to always. For many apps, while using the app is a much better choice. That means the app can use your location when you actually open it, but it does not have unlimited access in the background. For an app that has no good reason to know your location, you can go ahead and choose never. You may also see precise location switch. So let me see if I can find the Maps app quickly. And you'll see here, I have a toggle that says precise location. So you want to leave precise location on any app that really needs your location. A shopping or restaurant app may only need your general area, so you can turn precise location off for that app. The goal is not to disable useful safety features. It is to stop unnecessary apps from checking your location when they don't need it. Setting number 6, change 5G on to 5G auto. If you have an iPhone 12 or newer and a 5G cellular plan, check this setting. So again, let's go back to the main settings area. So it'll say settings at the top. I'm going to scroll towards the top, tap on cellular, tap on cellular data options, and then tap on voice and data. If 5G on is selected, change it to 5G auto. With 5G auto, your iPhone uses 5G when the faster speed will make a notable difference. When it won't, the iPhone can switch to LTE to help you save battery. This does not turn off 5G. It simply lets the iPhone decide when 5G is worth using. And whenever a trusted Wi-Fi network is available, use it. Wi-Fi generally uses less battery than a cellular connection, especially in a weak signal area. Setting number 7, use your iPhone's power modes. The final setting is one of the easiest ways to extend your battery when you need it. If you have an iPhone 15 or newer, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up the Settings app. We're going to scroll down and we're going to tap on battery. And now we're going to scroll down until we see power mode. Go ahead and tap that. First, look for adaptive power. This feature is available on supported newer iPhones using iOS 26 or later. If you see it, turn it on. Adaptive power works quietly in the background. On days when you're using more power than usual, the iPhone can make small adjustments to help the battery last longer. On this same screen, you will also see low power mode. Low power mode is more noticeable. It temporarily reduces background activity, mail fetching, some visual effects, and other non-essential work. You do not have to keep low power mode on every day. Turn it on when the battery is getting low, when you'll be away from a charger, and when you need the phone to last through a long day. On an iPhone 14 or earlier, go to Settings and turn on low power mode there. You'll know it is on because the battery icon in the upper right corner turns yellow. Low power mode turns itself off after the iPhone has charged to 80% or higher. Here's the bonus tip. Is the battery itself the problem? Settings can reduce unnecessary battery use, but they cannot restore an aging battery. So let's go back to the main settings area. Just to be sure, let's tap on battery and let's scroll down until we see battery health. So on an iPhone 15 or newer, you'll tap on battery health. On an iPhone 14 or earlier, you'll tap where it says battery health and charging. So I'm going to tap on battery health and I'm going to look for maximum capacity. And any message that appears underneath that. So here, maximum capacity compares your battery's current capacity with what it could hold when it was new. If you see a service message underneath, or the battery is several years old and no longer lasts through your normal day, it may be time to ask Apple or an Apple authorized service provider about a battery replacement. And if your iPhone is well past the time that it's useful, it may be time to upgrade to a new phone. Those are the 7 settings I would check before deciding that your iPhone needs a new battery or you need a new iPhone. You do not need to make your iPhone less useful to improve its battery life. The key is to stop the work you do not need while keeping important features like Maps, Find My, calls and messages working normally. Let me know in the comments which app was using the most battery on your iPhone. I think some of the answers may surprise you. If this video helped, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.